Do you want to know why 82% of people who try to become digital nomads end back in a cubicle within a year? Well, there's a massive mistake that many people are making when it comes to achieving location freedom, and you might be making that mistake too. The truth is, most people trying to become digital nomads right now are focusing on the wrong strategy entirely. But when you understand what I'm going to give you today, you'll be able to work from places like this. Like right now, I am on Khaosan Road, really the mecca of backpacking. And on Khaosan Road, I am surrounded by travelers. But in this video today, I'm going to reveal what separates those that make this lifestyle temporary to those that make this lifestyle permanent. Now, I'm going to walk you through the exact 3-step system that I've used to build a location-independent income that lets me live anywhere that I want. Because the problem isn't trying to find ways to make money online. The problem is that there's too many options to choose from. And this results in you feeling paralyzed and confused, and this really isn't your fault. And so I'm going to show you the exact process that I use to build a sustainable nomad business, one that's funded my lifestyle and travels across Thailand, Vietnam, Laos, Philippines, Dubai, and England in the last 6 months alone. Now I'm just going to take you down one of these really awesome, cool little Bangkok alleyways, and we're going to go to Rambutri Alley, and I want to show you this really awesome little bookstore. If you've been following me for a while, you'll know how passionate I am about reading and learning. But you see, everybody thinks more knowledge is the answer, but I'm going to show you why that is just a trap, keeping you stuck in mundanity. Because the real secret isn't about finding some other make money online hack, it's about building one long-term asset, which really the douchebags in Dubai selling courses, they're not really talking about. So let me share why most knowledge is actually killing your progress and what you should focus on instead. One of the best things about working for yourself and working online, I think, is going and finding these really cool little cafes, restaurants, coffee shops, sitting down, doing a little bit of work, and just having some really tasty, really cheap food. So I'm going to take you to one of those now, and when we get there, I'm going to break down the first step. Okay, so the first key to becoming a digital nomad, one that actually succeeds in the long term, is building an audience. And this isn't about like having followers, it's about having the right audience, the right followers. And let me show you what most aspiring digital nomads really get wrong here. Now, one really big problem that I see is people trying to make content just to everybody. Instead, you should be focusing on one very specific avatar. I mean, in this bookstore, there's books that would really appeal to everybody, and that's going a little bit wide, it's a bit ineffective. But there are a few books in here which are absolutely spot on for people who would come to Khaosan Road. Just like the beach. I hope you can hear me. It is raining heavily outside in Bangkok at the moment. I'm actually gonna get the beach. This is a great example of like content audience fit, right? People here on Khaosan Road, of course they're going to want to buy a book about the beach. This is like a genre-defining book, right? And what we'll realize is, it's not always just about knowledge, but it's about the emotions that go with the knowledge, right? So this is 450 baht. I could definitely get this cheap on Amazon, right? But I'm buying a memory. Whenever I see this book, I'll know I got this book on Khaosan Road. So it isn't about just knowledge. This is full of knowledge. It's about creating that right content that connects you with your right audience. And you know what? I'm gonna buy this right now. And here's a pro tip. Go deep. Like, I don't care about owning Rolexes, driving Lambos, or any of that bullshit, right? I know that my fulfillment in life is gonna come from having a life of freedom and working on projects that I find meaningful. And if I can share that in my content, then it's gonna help me connect with my kind of people. Like, not the people that wanna go and have massive eightsomes in Pattaya, but people who want psychological and location freedom. Here's a really valuable lesson I learned about building an audience from my days back as a fitness model. Now, what you may not know about me is I used to be wildly into the gym, primarily fueled by my insecurities, and I was what is the scientifically accurate term, dick skin shredded. But the exact way I didn't build my physique from just 10 sessions at the gym, you're also not going to build an audience, one that's really going to sustain your freedom-based career over the long term with just 10 videos. You really have to commit to at least 100 videos, and that success compounds over time. Not only does your muscles or audience grow, but your form gets better. Through the act of acting, you get better at the skill. Now, another mistake that I see people making, and I'm personally guilty of making this mistake a lot, is just speaking to people like they're just some faceless crowd. Instead, just imagine you're sitting in this Bangkok coffee shop, just having a conversation with a mate. In fact, like what I'm doing is I'm imagining that you're just sitting right opposite me, just right there, and we're just having a conversation. Okay, so this coffee shop is really, really nice. And what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna take you to one of my favorite restaurants in and around the Khaosan Road area. And when we get there, I'm gonna break down the next step. But I just wanna quickly say, if you like this kind of content, if you yourself dream about becoming a digital nomad and traveling the world, why don't you sign up to my weekly emails? In these emails, I share specific actionable things that you can do to create content, launch an online business, and travel the world. So why don't you click the link in the description below this video or scan the QR code that's on the screen right now, enter your email on the next page, and I'll send you emails that I think might just change your life. I just got to one of my favorite restaurants in Bangkok. It's called Ethos, and it's right near Khaosan Road. If you like healthy food, you like vegan food, this is a great spot to come and check out. Okay, so we are now at the restaurant, and that brings us to step 2. And this is really the secret weapon that 97% of aspiring digital nomads completely miss. You see, building a community isn't just a nice to have anymore. In an AI-dominated future, it might be the only thing stopping you from going and working on construction sites, or as I like to call them, labor camps. We are at a critical turning point in history where AI is making most traditional digital nomad and online jobs completely obsolete. But there's one thing AI can't replace, and that's genuine human connection. What people don't realize is there are many different types of currency. Yes, money is obviously a form of currency, but so is trust, and so is connection. Just last month, I was in Ho Chi Minh and I heard a good friend had lost his job to AI. This isn't the future is now. Remember what the spiritual teachers tell us. There is no future, there is only right now. When I first started traveling, the loneliness hit me harder than the jet lag. I remember shortly after arriving to Thailand, I was looking out at this beautiful Jomtien sunset and I was depressed as fuck. I'm not gonna lie, I even had a little cry. I seriously considered just packing up and leaving Thailand to go back to the UK. I'd fought so hard to build a life where I could live anywhere I wanted, and I nearly threw in the towel. I'd be sitting in these beautiful cafes in Bangkok, surrounded by people, but completely isolated. That's exactly what your audience feels too. And solving that problem creates massive value. So here's exactly what I want to do. I don't try to build an audience, I want to create connection. And one of the ways that I'm actually doing that is with my brand new community called the Creator's Edge. Actually, here it is here. Inside, you can connect with different members of the community. You've also got tons of courses from lots of different content creators. I've actually partnered with Adam, Keys One here, and there's lots of different courses that you can go through. And inside, it's got everything that you need to create content, launch an online business, and travel the world. Alongside that, we've got a regular calls here inside of the calendar as well, where you can connect with different people inside of the community, as well as the different creators in there, all speaking directly with you to help you create content and launch your own online business. Now, if you'd like to check that out, it's completely up to you. There will be a link in the description below this video, or you can scan the QR code that's on the video right now. You can watch a short video on the next page, and then you can decide if it's right for you. Okay, so that meal was lovely. That meal came to 300 baht with a tip, around £7.50, maybe about $9, $10, something like that. Now, that restaurant's called Ethos, and it really is a really nice restaurant. This restaurant was shown to me by a good friend, a really good guy I met out in Thailand, who unfortunately recently took his life. So, I don't know, I just feel called to say, like, I don't know where you're at right now. Maybe you're watching this video because you're coming from a place of dissatisfaction with life. And if that's the case, just know that hard times are temporary. They don't last forever, okay? So just keep on trucking, yeah? So one of the things that I love to do most is just go exploring some random alleyways around Bangkok. So let's go exploring. Now look, let's be real, the thing that really stops most people from becoming digital nomads and traveling the world is the money. And eventually people start looking for things like best, online or remote jobs or best side hustles. And like, trust me, I've been there. And this brings us to the third and most important step, which is building your own business, which has multiple revenue streams. And this is where most aspiring digital nomads get it completely wrong, but I'm gonna break it down and make it super simple for you. When I first started trying to work online, I was 26 years old, I was broke, I was sleeping on my mum's couch, and I'd got down to my last 50p or 50 cents, like many times. And I couldn't even afford to insure my car or even put petrol in it. But I decided to invest in working with a mentor who actually lived in Arizona. I remember reading about how this guy had spent 9 years in prison, come out and made millions of dollars online. So eventually I'd managed to claw myself into a place where I had $5,000 in savings, and I sent all of it to him. It was all the money I had in the world, and I remember I felt physically sick when I sent it. Like afterwards, I had to lay down and have a nap. Like I was emotionally and physically drained. But it turned out to be one of the best investments I ever made because he taught me how to sell my own digital and physical products. First, it was physical products, and it was actually gym clothing. Then it turned to digital products like courses. And eventually I started selling my own consulting services in the form of marketing services, like having a marketing agency. I actually used to help therapists get clients. But the real breakthrough for me came when I realized I needed to have two different offers. I needed to have a low ticket offer and a high ticket offer. This is my first time going down this alleyway. It's pretty cool, I have to say. But let's have just a quick reality check, because let's face it, the douchebags we see stunting in Dubai with Lambos and Rollies, like they're renting the Lamborghini for the day and they're paying off their Rolex on finance. But I'll be honest, I don't find fulfillment in driving a fancy car or having a nice watch. Like, I'd rather play something completely different. I'd rather play a different game, right? I'd rather make 5K a month online from anywhere in the world, working part-time hours, doing things that I actually enjoy and I'm passionate about. And I want to spend my days helping other people achieve the same thing. So here's what I'm doing and what I recommend you do as well. Build an audience, but build a business with multiple revenue streams. If you have an audience, you can monetize through things like sponsorships. I recently got paid $300 for a 30-second shout out on one of my recent videos, and my channel is still relatively small. And I actually negotiated a $3.5K deal for shout outs in 3 of my videos, a mention in my community, and a shout out in a few of my newsletters. Then have a 2-tier product strategy, a low-ticket monthly subscription and a high-ticket, high-touch back-end product. You don't need to overcomplicate this. Just solve one problem for one avatar and then provide a low-ticket, low-touch, scalable offer and then a high-ticket, high-touch back-end offer. I remember working from PP Island Hyundai, laptop open, burning bunny on ride, looking out at that incredible view, and it hit me. All of the work I'd spent the last 7 years working towards had finally paid off, and now I was going to help other people achieve the same thing.